we're going to explain how to add multiple pivot tables to a single sheet in your spreadsheet software. First, select the data you want to use for your first pivot table. This is crucial because the pivot table reflects the data you select. 2. Then go to the Insert tab and choose Pivot Table. 3. A dialog box will appear asking where you want to place the pivot table. Choose Existing Worksheet and specify the cell where you want the top left corner of your first pivot table to be located. Click OK. 4. Now you'll see the Pivot Table Fields pane. Drag the fields you want to use into the rows, columns, values, and filters areas to organize your data. This is where you customize the view of your data within the pivot table. 5. To add a second pivot table, repeat steps and 3. However, this time, select a different cell on the same sheet where you want your second pivot table to begin. It's important to use different cells for each pivot table, otherwise they will overwrite each other. Make sure to leave adequate space between them for readability. 7. Next, customize the second pivot table's fields, using the Pivot Table Fields pane to display a different summary of your data or to analyze a different aspect of it from the first pivot table. You can select different fields for rows, columns, and values to create a completely different analysis. You can repeat steps 1 to 7 as many times as you need to add more pivot tables to your sheet. Each pivot table should have its own unique starting cell. 9. Remember, you can use the same source data for multiple pivot tables, but each one will analyze this source data in a different manner due to your selection and arrangement of rows, columns, and values in the Pivot Table Fields pane. 10. Once all your pivot tables are created and customized, you can adjust their formatting, including column widths, font sizes, and number formats, to make them look visually appealing and easy to understand. Then, you can also rename your pivot tables for better organization by double-clicking on the table name in the top left corner and entering a more descriptive name. This makes it easier to identify the purpose of each pivot table. This detailed process enables you to add and arrange multiple pivot tables efficiently within a single worksheet, offering flexible data analysis and presentation.